Hello to all my friends out there. Hi. Ooh, hi you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay, especially if you live in Michigan. That is horrible. You know, in California, they say if one of the dams breaches the entire state, you know, north of us, the entire state will flood. You know, one will trigger the other because half of the time they're all full and they're old. This is going to be some chicken curry. So what you want to do is you want to be aware during this grand solar minimum when areas north of you flood, the water is going to run south. Also, if there's a lot of heavy snow. So, okay, I cut up some potatoes, kind of tiny, but if you want a more substantial stew, this is going to be a chicken curry stew. Make your vegetables larger. And I have some onions. So now I want to put some curry powder, maybe about a tablespoon. The heat releases the curry powder. You don't want this too hot. I've made this before, but not for a while. I make curry all different ways, but this is my best way. Okay, and I have a few red pepper flakes, just a few. You don't need these, but if you have them, it's nice. Let me turn I'm making some flatbread. As usual, you know, I'm doing several things at once. All the food I made yesterday is gone. Okay, so now I have some chicken. I bought another 3 pounds of chicken tenderloins. These are cheap, and you can put them in like stews or chili and make a lot. So what I did is I cut these across the grain, so if the grain was going this way, I sliced them in the opposite direction and in small pieces, you know, so this would, you know, cook quick. So onions, potatoes, and chicken. And so now you just want to saute your chicken. This smells good. This isn't the cheapest thing in the world to make because the curry powder is not that cheap. But, you know, once in a while even I have to spend a little money. So I made some flatbreads, really easy to make, kind of like I've shown you guys a zillion times how I make biscuits. Almost the same. But what I like about it is if you don't have any yeast, you can make these flatbreads. So the things you're apt to run out of are, I want to make them small because then they're easier to control. And I made these are about the size of a golf ball. I made these, you know, not too big. I want to roll them out, and then I have some oil over here, a little bit in a pan. And I'm going to fry them up to go with my curry. This smells good. So in the stockpile, I always want stuff to make bread, so I'll never run out of bread. You can make them bigger if you want. I just want some, this is good. A grill would be the best if you have a grill. I did have a grill, but I actually used my grill so much that I actually burned my grill up. I burned it out. I ruined it totally. And I got it really cheap at Penny's when we could go to the mall back in the day. This is never gonna go back. How would you like to buy something at Walmart? I'll tell you what's going to be a real total and complete bummer if they wreck Christmas like they did Easter. So we're all going to have to either get our Christmas early or else we're going to have to buy our Christmas at Walmart. So what I'm coming up with is some pretty inexpensive meals. I just got this flatbread recipe online, but the dough smells really good. So I mean, tastes really good. So that gives me hope that, well, it's going to be good. My oil wasn't quite hot enough. I'll roll them all out real quick so you know we can be pretty much done with the flatbreads. These flatbreads would be good with any kind of stew or you know, anything really that tastes good with bread. Right now I'm drawing a blank like what? So this is good. I just got the perfect amount of flour, so I'm not wasting my flour. So let me show you what I've got so far here. Ooh, this smells good. You guys, if you've been following me, sometimes I cook this with, I leave the potatoes cold, you know, and sometimes I use big chicken breasts when I make this. So I have some tasty grapefruit juice and some tonic water. Okay, these are both high in quinine. So, you know, right now we want to protect ourselves by drinking and eating a lot of vitamin C and baking powder. Ooh, my flatbreads are looking good. Look. After you make them, you have to let the dough sit about 10 minutes. Okay, so now I'm just going to move. See how I have a little oil in the pan? And I'm just going to sprinkle a little. Some people sprinkle the flour right on top of the food, but I usually do it to one side. To thicken up my drippings a little bit. To make my stew more like stew. I was trying to tell you guys, I took a calculus class, and I interrupted myself. And so the teacher told us to get iced teaspoons and eat gallons of ice cream while studying. So I took that advice, but the problem was there was, at that time, no iced teaspoons. I almost went crazy. So, okay, I bought this, so, you know, iced teaspoons are key, and I didn't bring mine over here. Let me check my flatbreads over here. Ooh, these look good, you guys. Ooh, I'm impressed. So this is kind of like making gravy, and so you can see I bought this chicken broth yesterday. Didn't know I was going to make this 50% off. So once you get into the 50% off, you know, damaged package thing, if you don't mind damaged packages and dented cans, that is really, really going to save you some money, really. Oops. This is going to be good. And so, you know, this can be made on a weeknight. This is really easy to make, and it's not expensive to make at all. And it's really pretty quick. So this flood in Michigan, these floods in Michigan, is why we have to be ready to evacuate. You know, gas, cash, food, you know, blankets and stuff in case you get caught in your car. For the longest, this is looking good. For the longest time, you know, I did the car videos. No intention of living in my car, none, but you never know. Owie. These look really good. See how my chicken broth is thickening up? Okay, so now I want to add some tomato paste, about a heaping tablespoon. I got this at Walmart. This smells so good. And if it gets a little thick, then you just add a little bit more chicken broth. If you don't have tomato paste, you can grind tomatoes. Okay, so my fried bread looks good. I'll put it over here. Ow, it's hot. What did I do with the rest? Oh, here it is. This is going to be very, very tasty, and it is very, very quick. If you make them just a little bit smaller, you can do 3 at one time. So where I really learned this recipe was I worked Iraq shops. You know, when the Iraqs first got here from Iraq, a lot of them were refugees, and they just happened to be hairdressers as well. So, okay, so now this is the Iraq way, lemon. Sometimes they use dehydrated lemons, but I'm putting lemons in everything, of course. My fried breads are going faster now. Listen. Ooh, yummy. So I'm getting more. Today I went to Walmart. Here's the chicken. As soon as I create space, I'm packing my freezer full of chicken, bacon, and hamburger. And so I bought these vegetables. You can use any kind of vegetables in this. Whatever kind of vegetables you have. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever you have. So, okay, so now I'm going to put some vegetables in. So these are good because you've got an assortment. You've got, let's see, carrots, green beans, corns, and peas. So that's good. So this This would be more stew-like if all of the potatoes were bigger pieces, but you know, I'm trying to go fast. If you had carrots, you would saute your carrots with your potatoes in the beginning, and onions. Okay, and we need salt and pepper. It's looking good. It's looking really good. So now my fry breads are coming along nicely. So I'm able to make the bread at the same time as the chicken curry. And yesterday I made green tea, and I made 4 cups. And so that's usually enough tea for 2 days. Okay, so now, okay, it's looking good, you guys. You turn it up. All right, let's get these off. I have one more. I'm sure these are delicious left over. I've been experimenting around with different kinds of bread ever since there was no yeast. There's still no yeast. I just happened to find, I bought it all, which was really selfish, but that's not something you want to be without. That's before, though, I discovered how super easy it is to make these fry breads. All right. Saute the carrot. Well, it's usually carrots, onions, but I had carrots in my frozen vegetables. Saute in oil, then add curry powder, and add enough because you're going to add the chicken. You can add chili pepper flakes, but you don't have to. Then add chicken and, you know, cook the chicken through. Then add flour. You can add it all over the top or, you know, to the one side. And chicken chicken broth. You can use water and bouillon cubes. And then tomato paste, lemon. I use frozen vegetables, any kind of vegetables. Salt, pepper. And then, you know, in a minute I'm going to add coconut milk. The Iraqs don't add coconut milk. The coconut milk is really nice to add if you are a vegetarian. Okay, so now, yesterday, what I do is I go out of my way to get marked down cans and packages. So I got peas, 50% off. I think these were 40 cents. I got 3. I got some cream of mushroom soup. That always comes in handy. Some corn, so you don't want to run out of vegetables. So if you can buy dented cans. What was wrong with these is the labels came off. I got some tuna. I got some salsa. That was good. And I got, whoa. I got some split pea soup. So that's like a meal. So all of these, and what is this? More peas. So I got 4 cans of peas, plus the corn, plus the soup. So that's, and plus the chicken broth that I'm using. And then at one point, but not yesterday, I got the coconut milk 50% off. And so before you know it, you know you can use it up. Yummy. Okay, that's it for the fry bread. Okay, so then when you're your chicken curry stew is done. You shouldn't be cooking it this hot, but you know, time is of the essence here. So usually for a small batch like this, I would pour about a half a cup. You can thin it out a little bit, but I want mine kind of like stew. So then I'm just going to add some coconut milk. And so this is really good if it's all vegetables. You just do it exactly the same way, except for you don't add the chicken. And you can use vegetable broth or, bouillon cubes are fine as well. Okay, so now. This stuff's not bad. I bought tonic water at Walmart, a little bit more expensive. I'll probably be drinking grapefruit juice for the rest of my life. So I'll be praying tonight for the people in Michigan. Oh, that is just horrifying. Nothing's worse than floods, except maybe tidal waves or... So basically, when a flood like that comes through, you're wiped out. You're destroyed. There's really how do you actually prepare for being destroyed? Well, you don't. Now, what did I make? I made a custard pie. Yes. Whoa. Here is my custard pie. And you may remember I told you guys my friend's neighbor would beg her to make custard pies. And she would make them for him, but he had to pay her. But the thing that's really hilarious is she didn't really know how to make them herself. She made them with custard mix. She was a fraud through and through. Now, let me give you the custard pie recipe because it's so easy. It's not the cheapest. Here's the pie crust I use. You can take a screenshot. It's not the cheapest, and I'll get into that in a minute. But you know that old saying, you get what you pay for? That is a true old saying. Here is the custard pie. What I did is I mixed everything up and then blended it in the blender. And you put it in a raw pie crust, and I added 1/3 cup sugar, a little bit more because I like mine a little bit sweeter. Okay, so now. Would have been nice if I took a plate out. My son will drop by and I will give him some pie tomorrow. Okay, so here are the plants I planted out of the seeds. Okay, I told you guys, these are grapefruit seeds and these are lemons. So what I started doing is just, as soon as I take the seeds out of my food, I'm planting them. And if the plants start taking over, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Okay, so now. So now I want to here is the flatbreads. All right, now I made some rice, white rice. So this is a pretty cost-effective meal, but it's a good meal. Ow, I have burned myself so many times this week. It's not funny. I have burns all over my arms. So here, well, I think it would be good with a little pepper, a little more pepper. Okay, so there you have it. I know this is good because I have made this for years. And I've made it on YouTube for years too. All right, now let me taste. Who knows, maybe this batch is not good. It's good. Go to my Twitter if you want the whole entire recipe, but here's the ingredients. All right, now let's try this pie. I had an issue with my pie crust. I got it rolled out and it wasn't big enough, but rather than re-roll it, I just left it because if you re-roll it, you know, your pie is going to be, your pie crust is going to be tough. This is the old-fashioned way. You know, you get your stockpile together and, you know, then, you know, ooh, yummy, this looks good. This pie crust is really, really flaky. So I think it tastes better a little bit sweeter. So I added 1/3 cup sugar. Let me taste it. This way you can make it for yourself. You don't have to pay your devious neighbor. Okay, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.